So I normally don't come out with vlogs if I've seen the movie more than a week after it's been released. Mainly because interest has died down and it's less likely someone will see my video. But I felt I just saw Paranormal Activity 4 and I felt that I had to weigh in on it because I have a lot of issues with this one. So just a brief overview. Of the previous movies, in my personal opinion, Paranormal Activity was one of my favorite movies. Top 20, easy. Paranormal Activity 2, I think, is just as good because it did some bad stuff, but it did just as many better stuff, if that makes any sense. 3 was weaker, but still entertaining. And now we're on this one. Where to begin? I guess I should probably summarize it, sort of. But we're introduced to a new family. I think we say their last name, or we hear their last name once. I honestly don't remember it. But it's focusing on this 15-year-old girl named Alex, and she's living with a family, like 2 parents, and a younger brother who's adopted, but we don't find this out for a while. And, you know, this boy that comes over, I think it's her boyfriend, I'm not entirely sure. But he kind of wants to get into her jailbait jimmies, if you get my drift. But, this is actually a sequel, to most of the series. Like, number 3 was a prequel, taking it back to when the ladies from the first 2 films were girls. This is after the second film. So, unfortunately, I'm going to be doing a bit of spoiling, mainly because my biggest issue comes with some stuff that happens later in the movie. But basically, this kid's mom next door gets taken away to the hospital or something. It's really unclear. And her kid, your incredibly creepy kid, who, as far as I know, actually disappears halfway through the movie with no trace, but we'll get to that in a bit. He comes and stays over with them, and surprise, surprise, he has an imaginary friend named Toby. And for those of you who don't remember, Toby is the name of the demon that's been haunting everyone throughout this series. I actually don't think it was a good idea to give it a name, but that's just my own personal issues. We're going to call it Toby, and I guess I can let it slide because it's probably short for, like, Tobias or something. I don't know. But, yeah, where to begin on this? Basically, one of my issues is, how to put this? There is some scary stuff, but there just doesn't seem to be any reason for it happening. Like, the younger brother, Wyatt, the demon pulls him by his leg under the bathwater and holds him under for, like, 2 minutes or so. I mean, is it scary? Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, you don't want anything bad to happen to kids, but is it, does it serve any purpose? I don't know. I actually don't know why the demon chose to mess with this family, besides the spoiler I'm gonna get to later, but even then, there are some issues with it. But, yeah, it's like, it does some stuff with a knife and it freaks out the dad, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Yeah, it was just really, really strange. And, okay, before I get into spoiler territory, I'm gonna, on the offhand chance that someone on the Paranormal Activity team is watching, I'm gonna say this to you. Drop the cynical parent aspect. I mean, it drives me freaking nuts. I mean, not just when the parents don't believe the kids. I mean, that's a kind of No, it's not, because your daughter is clearly hysterical after, having to break out of her own garage and break into the car. I'll get to that later. But, she's clearly hysterical, and I guess you think she's crazy for some reason. I mean, okay, the scene is that the demon's trapped her in the garage, turned on the car, and is flooding it with carbon monoxide. So she has to break the car window and drive the car crash the car through the garage door. Now, I don't know. Me personally, if my kid did this and was hysterical, I think this was a sign something was wrong. But nope, the mom doesn't believe it. I mean, what's going through her head? She's like, oh, you crashed the car through the garage. I did that when I was on my period too. I mean, what? And no, that's bad enough. But when the mom doesn't believe the dad, when he sees something and he's trying to say something and she's not buying it, it's like a knife drops from the ceiling right in front of him and he's trying to say something. He's like, honey, the knife. And she's just like, come back to bed, all right? Just come back to bed. It's like, listen to him. I mean, I friggin' hated the cynical parent aspect, because it's just, it hangs up the story and it just dances around the issue. We know why we're there, and that's one of the things I loved about Paranormal Activity the first, is that there was no bullshit. Everyone knew, okay, there's a demon in the house, and the girl is scared because this demon's following her around, but the guy's like, this is so cool, I'm YouTubing this shit. And then he dies. Spoilers. But, yeah, just the cynical parent aspect is just dragging the films down. Like, God, whatever. Okay. So, I guess one of my big things, and I'm gonna have to spoil here, and I kind of encourage you to sit through it, what I'm about to say, and if you really don't want spoilers, I guess you can see the movie first. I recommend a matinee showing, actually, but, so, basically, there's a twist that comes mid-movie, and it's that Wyatt, the younger brother in the family, is actually Hunter, the baby from the second movie that Toby absconded with. And basically, the crux of the goal of the demon is to get Wyatt Hunter ready for possession. And, he's got to do a bunch of stuff, and it ends with the sacrifice of a virgin. I don't know why it's always virgin. I guess it's because they're pure or some shit. Anyway, I never bought it. It's whatever. But, so my basic issue is that, so, Demon wants to get into Wyatt Hunter. And Wyatt Hunter was abducted by Katie while possessed by the demon. So, my issue is, why was Hunter put up for adoption in the first place? Like, that's the one thing that's never addressed. They actually hand-wave it like the parents don't want to talk about it, but yeah, that doesn't make a lick of sense. It overcomplicates the demon's plan, and it would have just been a lot easier if Katie had kept Hunter under a roof and kept, Creepy Kid, I think his name's Robbie or something, under the same roof and raised each other to be sacrifices, and it would have been a lot better if, I don't know, the movie was about some, I don't know, like, other form of concerned neighbor who just happened to, come to be observing them from the outside and seeing all this creepy-ass stuff. I mean, I thought the Robbie kid was supposed to be the sacrifice, but I guess it's Alex or something. Again, I repeat, Robbie just disappears halfway through the movie and we never see him again. I don't understand that at all. Another thing I don't understand is like, I was under the impression that, you know, Toby was possessing Katie or something like that. I mean, that's why she snapped her brother-in-law's neck with no abandon, whatever. But apparently not, because despite the fact that she's doing all this crazy stuff, the demon is moving around on its own and doing other stuff around the house. It's another one, and it's like she's upstairs killing someone, and the demon is downstairs killing someone else. I don't consistency. Explain, movie, please. Speaking of nostalgia critic, that was another weird thing about the movie, is that they used a lot of, like, fake scares, like, where the camera pans around to something, and a bunch of times the sudden movement in the background is a cat. And I was sitting with Robert, and when the cat was used as a jump scare, I leaned over and went, "Cat!" A lot quieter, though. And, yeah, the demon's plan, it sucks. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, let me see if I can follow the sequence of events. Okay, step 1, kidnap baby. Step 2, put baby up for adoption. Step 3, somehow work it so that baby is put into a family with a sibling of some kind that's going to be a virgin by the time that he's ready to enter the boy's body. Step 5, take baby back. Step 6, sacrifice a teenage sibling who we assume is still a virgin, but let's face it, she's a teenager, so the chances are 50-50 on that one, maybe 40-60. Step 6, enter Toby's body, enter Hunter's body. Step 7, Prophet. I don't get it either. It's just so bizarre. And another thing at the end of the movie is that, like, I don't understand how this sacrificial rite is supposed to work. I assumed Wyatt Hunter had to sacrifice someone, but no, at the end, and again, spoiler territory, but Alex is running around the house, she's being chased by Katie Demon, and she breaks out of the house into the outside and tries to escape, and then all of a sudden the cult of Silent Hill is advancing on her, and Katie Demon, like, eats her or something. And this, you might call this just a nitpick, but when she goes out, there's like at least 50 members of the cult of Silent Hill all advancing on her that are worshiping this demon. And, you know, it's scary, and it's imposing, it's intimidating, but when it's done, I'm wondering, where did they all park? Like, this is not a very big street. I mean, yeah, you can carpool, but even so, that's like, only so much you can fit. I mean, did they all take the bus? I don't think they can all fit in one bus. Did they just take 2 buses? Did they call the bus depot and say, yes, we need, like, 3 buses for our black magic ritual? I don't know. And I have to wonder, like, did they take up the entire bus? Was there one guy on the bus just trying to enjoy his paper and going home and just like looking at all these weirdos who are just sitting around staring blankly with these ancient symbols around their neck? I mean, did he try to strike up conversation? Was he like, hey, I haven't seen you here often. Are you guys part of the new... Are you guys part of the new congregation, down the block? Is this a thing you guys do? Is, like, did they answer him? Or did they just, like, stare at him? Did they talk about the football game that may have been happening? I mean, did they chat about the weather? I mean, I want the next movie to be about the guy who rode the bus with the Cult of Silent Hill and... just, I don't know, was it awkward? Did he have a DS to entertain himself with? Did they show any interest in him? Did he ever think to... Did he overhear them talking about, like, sacrificing a kid? Did he ever call the police? Was he a she? Did the bus driver have anything to say about it? I mean, you've got a bus full of these all these women of the Cult of Silent Hill, all wearing these, like, Elder Wands, or the Deathly Hallows symbol without the Elder Wand in the middle. Did anyone notice this? I mean, did the people who wanted to get on the bus suddenly get blocked off because of the Cult of Silent Hill taking up all one bus? Were they like, damn it, late for dinner again, man, I gotta call my wife. Sorry, sweetie, the cults are out in force again. Did they throw him off the bus? Did nobody seriously notice, like, 50 people getting off at one stop? Did they think it was a convention? Okay, I'm going on too long, but seriously, and what the hell was up with that silhouette? Like, there's this one part where Wyatt Hunter is supposedly talking to Toby. I mean, if he is talking to Toby, and there's this little kid silhouette that's slowly getting closer to him. It's following him down the stairs and getting slowly closer. And I mean, again, did it serve a purpose? No. Well, what was it there for? Who was that? Like, was that Robbie? I mean, was he already dead? Yeah, it's this... I'm not even angry. I'm just kind of disappointed, because it's just sad to see one of my favorite movies end up at this point where just not a lot of stuff makes sense. Actually, wait. One more thing. One thing leading to another, actually. So, the demon in the earlier things was never very overt. And I was under the impression it couldn't do much to people outside of a body, hence why it possessed Katie. But, it dragged her out of bed in the first movie and all that. And I mean, I guess it manipulated some stuff, but here it's just flat out, it flat out kills someone at some point. Spoilers. But my biggest issue is, it wants this kid. It doesn't want any, it probably doesn't want any evidence that it was ever there. I'm assuming. So, and we've seen that it can do all this shit. It can, like, try to kill people. It can actively kill people, and it can do all this stuff. Why doesn't it just destroy all the cameras? Why doesn't the demon just break all the cameras? No one will ever know it was there. I mean, you'll put the family in a bit of debt, but there will be less bodies to clean up. you can go quieter, and everything will just be easier. I kind of know the reason why he didn't, and it's the same reason why Wyatt Hunter was put up for adoption. And the answer is, because if it happened the other way, we wouldn't have had a movie. Wait a minute. Hold on. I remembered one more thing. Okay, so the way they set up the whole camera thing is that the boyfriend person or whatever does this really complicated thing where he sets up laptops all around the house, and he uses his computer. I guess he puts his computer on a chat with all of them so that he can record. His computer has a thing where it records all the video chats, but he's basically recording from all the laptops around the house. And I've got a question. Did nobody at any point think to close the laptops? I mean, they've got a laptop in the kitchen for the mom to use recipes. They've got laptops here and there. And did nobody notice that the light on the camera was on? Or anything like that? Did nobody ever think to close the laptop? Did nobody think to shut down their laptops? I mean, I kept my laptop on for like 7 days straight, and now it's doing funny stuff, and you're saying that these guys didn't notice anything? I don't know. Oh yeah. One more complaint I have with this. So, one is there's a lack of overt scares. There are scary parts in it, but there's a lack. And one of the big things that I was disappointed of was that if you've seen the trailer, there's a scene where, like, it goes front door open, back door open, garage door open, and it's like all the doors are opening at once. And they actually were setting this up throughout the movie. Never happens. Doesn't happen. I don't know what was going on, but, like, they just... it was cut. It didn't happen. So... and also... what was the deal with bringing up that their parents were getting a divorce? What was the point of that? Okay, I'm rambling on. This is over 20 minutes already. So, my end thing is, like, there are some scares to be had here. And it's entertaining, but it really just doesn't hold up to analysis. And if you're really in the mood for getting a good scare on Halloween, and if you're a really big Paranormal Activity fan, see the first two or the first three or something, because this is definitely the weakest one here. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, one more thing, and then I'm done. So, this movie has the weirdest sequel hook I've ever seen. I've never seen Paranormal Activity have a sequel hook. But there was undoubtedly one here. So, like, it's hinted before, when Alex is trapped in the house with Demon Katie, she's trying to... She's in the room, and the windows are covered with newspapers all in Spanish. And I passed Spanish 3 barely, so it's been way too long. But, you know, apparently... I don't know, there's something about a weird religion that's like a cross between Catholicism and voodoo, according to Robert. But basically, partway through the credits, there's this scene inside of a convenience store in Mexico or somewhere like that, where there's a Spanish guy, or a Mexican guy, or Hispanic guy, with a camera. And he's just looking around, and he's speaking in Spanish. He's got a little shrine to either the Virgin Guadalupe or something like that in the back, and then this woman, also Hispanic, is speaking to him in Spanish, and there seems to be some urgency, and we have no idea what they said. Like, no subtitles, no nothing. I mean, it's like, they're trying to draw us in, but for what? Is Toby Mexican? I mean, is that where this is all coming from? Because I don't know. I mean, it's there. And I don't know what to say about it. Wikipedia, as of this video, hasn't said anything about it. But okay, I'm rambling on too much. But yeah, I hope the next ones get better, and I hope they have more answers. And I'm not gonna lie, I do hope that they bring Katie back again, because I don't know if you're watching out there, but Katie Featherston, you are smoking hot. I mean, you can possess me any day. You can drag any part of me across the room. Do whatever you want to me, because I think I'm getting off topic a little bit. Yeah, catch a matinee if you have to, but I don't know. Well, happy Halloween.